Ciao FMers, it's me, FM Cheetah, you can call me Matt, and welcome back to the first episode proper of Mi Girona. Mi Girona, Mi Girona. Yeah, well, it's a cheap shot, but it'll do. Yes, here we are, back proper with Girona. Los Albiros, the whites and the reds, not the reds and the whites. In Catalonia, the Girona is really the beating heart of Catalan football. Yes, you've got your Barcelonas, for sure, and great team. But this is the grassroots Catalan football. Now, the aim of the save is not to be relegated. It's really that simple, and to build up from there, of course. It's a change from where we were, obviously, with Newcastle. The media has us at 16th. That's very good. We were relegated last season. And, of course, we spoke in the previous episode. If you haven't watched that episode, go back. It's episode 0, and there's more information about the decision to come here. But we finished 5th, which was a knockout place, which is a playoff place. And we won 2 playoffs to get here. So I guess we deserve to be here. We play at Montelivi, which is not a big stadium. It's only a 13,000-seater, open-air stadium. It's a beautiful stadium if you want to have a look at it. Built in, I don't know, like the 60s or 70s, or something like that, where we train as well. And there are good training facilities there, but everything else is pretty poor from a youth perspective. However, we do have one advantage, and that is our connections. We are an affiliate of the Manchester City Group, the City Group, and as such, we share all their scouting knowledge and the ability to loan players from them, which I suspect we're going to take advantage of. This is a possible first-team squad, according to Delphi Gary. Delphi Gary is the chairman, and she's also maybe the only woman chairman in La Liga. One of the rare ones, like Delia from Norwich, of course. I don't know, there's some others out there, but it's a rare thing, particularly in Spain. So this is what they're thinking. Probably the name that, if you know any of these names, the name you might know is Lozano up front. Anthony Lozano is the Honduran striker. I think he had a period in the Premier League, but anyway, I think he was on loan last season. He's back now, and he will be filling the considerable boots of Christian Ioane, who has gone. I'm not sure where he's gone. We'll find that out. The board. Now, we went through this in episode 0, but just to confirm, essentially this season, avoid relegation and maybe a 4th round position in the Copa. Fortunately, the only sort of cultural requirements are to sign players under 23 for the first team and not sign anyone over 30. And you can see as well, we only need to give a 1-year contract for anyone over the age of 34. We might have some of those, but I don't think we're particularly worried about it. It's weird to start back here, but usually you start a save and it starts at this point, but in fact there's a whole bunch of other messages there as well. In fact, we know that from our Newcastle save, if you haven't followed that, obviously you could realize that it didn't quite work out as we wanted. But if you're interested, go back. It's the Blood, Oil and Football series. It's probably a timely reminder, not to spend lots of blood money that's given to you, and maybe 0.5, don't sign up for the blood money. One of the things that did happen when we were released from Newcastle was a couple of my staff left. Now, I know those staff are very good, and they left because I left, so we will chase them down. The problem is, of course, undoubtedly there was a significant period between the end of our contract and their departure and now, so they may have found other jobs, but we will go have a sniff around and see if they're out there and see if they want to join us if we need them. Here's the squad. It's super tight. We've got a couple of players out there on loan. One we're particularly interested in, Haragombo is on loan at the moment. He is a deep-lying playmaker in a true sense, and let's face it, he looks pretty good. Now, he is on loan to Swansea, but he can be recalled, and they do have an optional fee to bring him back, which is way too cheap for him. This is at least, a $3 to $5 million player, so they've got a good deal. Are Swansea still in the Championship? They sure are. Still in the championship. How did they go last season? Oh, not too bad. Ninth position. Yeah, who was relegated? QPR were relegated, hey? Charlton went down, of course. Birmingham went down. Ooh. Anyway, we're not here for them. We're here for us. So this is a squad. I've sorted by potential. Of course, there's not a whole lot of youth here. Claudio Major is a Portuguese winger. He looks like the youngest of the people with potential. It's a 2-star right now, possible maybe 4-star. Potential. Bit further up, Iago Carcedo, our right back, who does look like he's wanted. Yeah, this is where we're at. He's wanted on loan. Who else is in there? Santiago Bueno, the centre-back, who is also wanted. Wanted by Birmingham, convincing. I wonder whether they'd be interested in a swap deal. Sorting by position, it's a lean squad. We have 2 out-and-out strikers. Anthony Lozano, as we mentioned earlier, pretty sure he was in the Premier League at one stage. Nope, completely imagine it. Perhaps I purchased him at one stage. So he spent a very brief period with Barcelona, but has been in Spain for a while with Tenerife. The other older striker, Armando Sadiku, the Albanian, ex-Levante. Also not bad. 2 strikers, 2 out-and-out strikers. There might be others as well. I see some wingers there. I see some midfielders there. A lot of defensive midfielders. That's interesting. We might need them. And defence looks okay. There's no injuries so far. Now, there has been friendlies, as we had a look before in episode 0. There's been 2 friendlies played. Nothing much to talk about there, really. We do have a few up. I would like to arrange a couple more. That's for sure. And we start the season at home to Sevilla and then away to Malaga. Away to Malaga is important. At home to Sevilla, if we can get a point out of that, play a certain style and do a sneaky point, goalless or otherwise, great. If we can go away to Malaga, a team properly promoted with us, get a result, that'd be great. I wonder how we did against them last season. Lost the home and away game to them, so fantastic. Now we will have a quick look at the development centre. Let's have a look at the under-19 squad. Essentially empty. That's interesting. And as you know, we don't have much of a youth recruitment facility, which we will build over the years. It's not an emergency now. We're going to be relying heavily, I suspect, on Manchester City and perhaps a lot of youth at Newcastle United as well, who we might bring on loan. Nothing here to speak of. Now, in the B squad, there's some action there. There's a 24-year-old here. He is listed. Real Madrid want him. Jose Aurelio Suarez. Okay, not great. We might have a look at him versus the keepers we have. We'll check up whether we want to make that sale. It's a little bit of money. In terms of proper youth, though, the standout was seen to be Youssouf Koita, the Malian. He is he is a goalkeeper himself. Yeah, okay. So maybe we don't have to worry about our 24-year-old goalkeeper. Maybe we keep Youssouf and develop him into something. The other player is the winger Marco De Liberto, who is a left winger. Not a lot going on there, is there? So, this is it. This is it beyond who we bring in. Now, Johan Mojica is listed, but he's out on loan. He's a left winger, 27. I can understand why he's listed. Can we, just out of interest, can he come back? No, he cannot. And there is an optional future fee to purchase him. He's at Tenerife. When is his contract due? His contract's for a while. So hopefully he'll do well for them and they'll sell him on. Are they paying his full contract? They're paying half his contract. That's pretty good. So we will drop him. We'll drop him down to the under 19s. Gombo, I think, is coming back. That's for sure. There are quite a few players here who are wanted. Here we go. We actually have a loan bid for Recreativo on the right back, Maximiliano Villa, the 23-year-old right back. That sounds like a great deal. You can definitely go on loan, Maximiliano. And we have a couple of listings here. Adai, it looks like he's a right winger. Adai, 32 years of age. Okay. I'm not sure who's going to come in for him, but that's probably a good decision. And Papa Diamaka, box-to-box midfielder, 30-year-old Senegalese. Yeah, I mean, lots of stamina, nothing amazing there. Maybe we'll attempt to put a good offer out there and have them go. That makes a tight squad even tighter. So, wait a second. I thought Christian Stuani had gone. Why didn't I notice he was still here? Stuani is still here, the 33-year-old. Here he is. Now, there he is. He's still here. That's awesome. So, Stuani, legend. And of course, he did play in England. Played briefly for Borough. Not a bad job either, but he really turned it on for Girona for quite some time. He's here till 2023. That's good. But, that's fantastic. That's fantastic news. I'm so happy about that. Bernardo, the centre-back, 31, and another one of obviously our key defenders. Yeah, he's very, very solid, isn't he? Yep, we'll be definitely needing him. The 23-year-old Chidozie Awazim. Chidozie Awazim. He is a Nigerian. Yes, another defender. Yeah, solid. Great. So, Chidozie and Bernardo, I can see forming a fantastic partnership. And Borja Garcia, a winger, 29-year-old winger, left-sided winger, can play maybe in the centre. Yeah, I mean, not terrible. Yassi Bounou must be our main keeper, the Moroccan. Looks like it, doesn't it? And that looks pretty solid, you'd have to say. So there's a bit of here. Oh, Jaro, but not the Spanish guy. He's not the one who went to Germany, is he? No. Okay. Yeah. Not so much, hey? He's worth 7.5 million. That could be some money in the coffers. Speaking of money in the coffers, there's just shy of 6 million in the transfer budget, and we have a wage budget of just shy of 400. However, we're spending 320 of that, so we still have 70,000 in the bank in terms of wages. Plus, a not small 6 million. I mean, I say small for the Spanish league. The kind of players we might be bringing in might be affordable, or we might decide to go the loan route from Man City. Speaking of loan route from Man City, we know that we're allowed to see their scouting network. Let's see how that works. Okay, so this is all the players scouted, 25 players scouted. How do I know if this is what Man City know as well? Obviously, this is what I know in some cases, but it's also like Pepelu, I remember scouting. But how do we know if it's what Man City know as well? You really have no idea how we know about their squad too, because if we go to our relationship with them, it says the clubs share scouting knowledge. So I'm guessing my scouting knowledge is reflected in that, I assume. Unless, of course, it's actually more reflected in the player search. Like, I don't know. But, I mean, there's a fair bit of knowledge there, but to be honest, a lot of that looks like, no. Actually, I was about to say a lot of that looks like what I've scouted previously, but to be honest, I can't remember. I scouted so many players. A couple of interesting ones. Lee Kang-in is on loan, offered out on loan from Valencia. He's the Korean winger. But there is some information there. Roberto Rosales, the Leganés right back, is listed. I don't know if we need a 31-year-old right back, but anyway. And honestly, we should obviously look at what we have. So clearly we're selling, or we're letting Villa go out on loan. Jonas Ramelow, the other striker. One thing you know about Jonas is Vasco. So Jonas is Angolan. He was raised in the Basque country, so he is qualified as Basque. So it's nice to have him here, and he is a pretty solid defender. He's a squad player, so he's not necessarily starting, but if we played 3 back, he would definitely be one of them. Iago Carretero is wanted. He's a 21-year-old right back. He doesn't look too bad for 21, but I'm not sure he's a starter, is he? And the other Ramelow is the other right back, so he probably is the starter. I always thought he was a centre. Okay, no. So it looks like Jonas is our starter and Iago is our backup. Left back wise, is that a day or is he a winger? He is a winger, and he's a right-sided winger. What I seem to see here is a screaming need for a left back. Not a left back, but a couple of left backs. Central defenders, Bernardo, and we have Bueno, who is wanted, who is okay, but maybe we can do a deal with Birmingham. Wampi, the 29-year-old central defender, yeah, I mean, solid. And we know Chidozi. So Chidozi, Wampe, Bueno, Bernardo, but also here is Pedro Acala. So Pedro Acala, 31-year-old defender, again, solid. We've got plenty of defenders. He's kind of screaming through at the back, isn't it? Then we have a look at midfield. So Chidozi can do actually, he is pretty solid in that ball-winning midfielder role as a defensive midfielder proper. I wonder if that's the way he'll go. We'll see. Then we have Grenell. We saw the list of him. Grenell is a 31-year-old. It's a very old squad here. I'm never fussed about any people with low determination, but not actual people, but FM players. And then it looks like we go straight into wingers and forward midfielders. Samuel Says, of course, any fan of Yes, You Saw It, Leeds United will remember Samuel Says. So Samuel looks super solid, looks like a starter. I assume he is. Regular starter, yep. Borja Garcia we saw, Jarrell we saw, Alex Halar, 28-year-old winger, again another winger. Back up maybe. Stuani we saw playing up front, Mahora we saw as a winger. So we have 3 strikers, bunch of wingers, midfielders super light, no left backs, right backs okay. We saw Benu. We also have Juan Carlos, the 32-year-old sweeper keeper. Yeah, sure. Good backup. It's a lot of work to do, and we're two friendlies into the season. Okay. So clearly I'm going to explore Man City and Newcastle, see where we can fill in those gaps. We'll have a look through the scouting list as well, see what we can find there in terms of young, great young opportunities. I think we need to stay up, so it needs to be solid. This is not the year for too many experiments with things, but if there's opportunities there, we should take them. Left backs, central midfielders, wingers look to be okay. So left backs and central midfielders seem to be it's the huge screaming hole. Gumbau, I think we have to bring him. We have to bring Gumbau back. He is solid. I don't know what he's doing on loan, but he needs to come back. He can play in that role. Maybe if we have 2 defensive midfielders, Chidozi and Harad can play together with someone, pushing a bit forward from midfield, supplying to the wingers and up front. Okay. It's a challenge to stay up. It is a challenge. Looking again at before we have a look at the schedule, let's have a quick gander at the stuff. So we've got some gaps there, got lots of gaps in the recruitment team, of course, and the medical team. We do have some gaps in the coaching team. So our assistant manager is Alex Marsal. Alex Marsal, he's not terrible, is he, Alex? He's 30 years old, so he's young. Yeah, I'd probably like to stick with him. Was he here from last season? Yeah, he's been here for a while. Okay, so he stayed on. And yeah, it's so strange. And Alba Siria is the head of youth recruitment. He's not amazing, but given that we don't have much in the way of youth recruitment, I think at this stage he'll stay. But lots of gaps in just standard coaching. The goalkeeper coach is pretty ordinary. One of the fitness coaches is terrible. The other one looks, yes, Aguirre. There you go. Here's another Basco. Yes, there we go. Arasate, which is in the Basque country. So we've got some gaps there. I wonder whether those staff that we left, who left when we left, can come in and help us. So going back to this year's schedule, what did happen to the coach of this team? Right. So Jose Luis Marti, who am familiar with, took the Sevilla job. Well, yeah. You wouldn't say no, would you? Okay. Yeah. Good move, Jose. Gives us a job anyway. So a lot of work there to do on the squad. I've talked long enough as it is. Schedule-wise, We kick off at home to Sevilla and away to Malaga. Given that this is already already fairly lengthy, where they've been playing any games, I'm wondering whether maybe we do one game or possibly do no games and just look at the transfers and maybe save the games for the next save. We'll see how we go. I'll see what the transfer activity is like, how we go. If we've got time, we'll definitely do some games. We want to do some games. We want to see the team in action. That's what we're here for. So it is 28th of July. Wow, 28th of July. Season kicks on the 15th of August. We've got essentially 3 weeks. 3 weeks. That's it. Okay. 3 weeks it is. I'll see you soon.